Hi everyone and welcome back to today's video. Now before we start, I just have to say that the lighting is going a bit off. I've done my usual, turned off the iPad and set it back on, but sometimes it just throws it out and I don't know what to do. I've been fiddling with the ring lights and everything and it's just going a bit weird. So hopefully in the editing I can sort it. If not, I'm sorry about it. There's nothing I can do. Anyway, so today I'm going to be rating 5 horror films that Neil chose for me, as the title suggests. So I asked him about 2 weeks ago to pop in 5 horror films for me to watch so I can rate them. And while I'm doing the rating, I'm going to be doing a look from one of the film covers, but I'm not going to tell you which one. So what I'd like you to do is pause the video, pop in there what cover you think it's from, what film, and then I'll see if you got it right in the comments, you see. So I hope you're listening. Anyway, I'm already primed and ready. This afternoon rather, has been a nightmare, to be honest, because the connection's gone funny and we've had to sort out everything. Oh, it's been a pain. So this might not have happened, you see. It may still not. Anyway, I've got several palettes here to be using because that is what I've got to use. So I'm going to tell you the films, and I've got the rating for these films as well. And I think it's going to be pretty obvious what look I'm doing, but anyway. So the first film he chose, well, this is a list of films. Let me just tell you everything. Phantasm, Poltergeist, Hellraiser, The Shining and Alien. Now, a lot of you might just say Alien's a sci-fi, and I would have said that too. I really would. But it's actually a horror as well. It's a sci-fi horror, and I've read up on that, and yeah, it is a sci-fi horror. So then, Phantasm. Yeah, that was a very weird film. So I'm going to start this eye look. And then I'm going to talk about the films. So I've got my list of what I need to put where, because I will easily forget. So the first shade I'm going in with is the shade Pine. And that's going on the inner part of my crease. And I'm going to use this mirror. Yeah, Phantasm was a very weird film. Basically what it is, and to what I can make of it, because I found it a little bit confusing, to be completely fair. This old guy was basically, I think to my knowledge, yeah, he was taking graves, he was taking coffins out graves, and then he was bringing them back to life, but in a zombie way. So he had these zombies he brought back to life as his, like, what they called his minions. So not the yellow little guys, what we like on the Despicable Me films and stuff. But yeah, so they was doing everything for him, and they was killing people and everything. But yeah, this guy, he had this round metal ball and it had spikes on it, and he'd use that ball, so he'd throw it and it would spike the person in the head. It was the weirdest film I've ever seen in my life, and I'm not really sure about that because I bet I've watched weirder. And so yeah, yeah, I wasn't really a fan of the film, to be fair. I'm not really a fan of it. It's not the sort of film I'd watch, so it was nice to be chosen that one because it's something I want to go for. I'm just placing this shade in the inner corner to like partway to the halfway. Let's try that again, yeah. To the halfway point on the crease. And I'm not doing this very well today. I don't know what's the matter with me. I'm looking at it and going, oh dear, what are you doing? Anyway, so yeah, that was fantastic. Too weird for me. I'm not saying something because I like the weirdness. Right, I think it's this mirror, it's throwing me. I like my little mirror. Yeah, already better. I don't know why. So that was the first one he chose. And it was very odd. And I'm not sure I'd watched the rest in the franchise. I think there's about 5 of them. I'm not really totally certain. Okay, so another film he chose, and I'm very pleased he chose it, was Poltergeist. And this is basically about a normal family in a normal family home. And they've got a little girl and a little boy. Now this little girl, she's super cute, lovely blonde long hair. Oh, she's so cute. And one night while the parents were sleeping, because the television was playing the American national anthem, because it was the end of transmitting, you know, not now, like now, we have the telly on, we have TV programmes all day, don't we? And it suddenly lit up and something started talking to her. And she was drawn to this. And so she sat there on the floor talking to the TV. Bearing in mind that transmission had ended and it was just like the snowy look scene. And she talked to it and it was talking back to her. And she sat there with both hands on the screen. So that was the start of this odd thing going on. And then as the film progressed, this thing was kind of like in their closet where they're keeping the toys and stuff. And it dragged her in to somewhere. I'm not explaining this very well, I'm really sorry. And it dragged her into this cupboard. But she wasn't in the cupboard. It obviously dragged her to somewhere deeper and darker. But before that happened, all this weird stuff was happening in the house. And at one point, the table and chairs, well, the chairs just stacked themselves on their own onto the table. And they found there was another force going on, that if they sat on the floor in the kitchen, a force would move them across the floor. And so, yeah, so back to the cupboard bit, it dragged you into the cupboard. I don't want to give too much away because you might want to go and see it. And yeah, it dragged her in and all this stuff was going on and the parents were trying to get her back, didn't know how. And they had to get a team of, I don't know what you call them, a team in, does not exorcisms, but the paranormal team. We got there and they had to bring them in and they got all their equipment and were finding out where she was. And then eventually this little woman came along. She was really little. And yeah, they ended up getting her back. But the mother had to go in there to fetch her back out. And I don't really want to say any more because, you know, I don't want to spoil it for you. So yeah, and I enjoyed that film a lot. It was really good. I have seen it before, but it was a long while ago. And of course, after so many years, you do forget what the film's about and everything. And yeah, it was extremely good. And I really enjoyed it. And I'm going to see the rest of them because it was so good. It got me transfixed. Something different for me to watch. don't usually watch poltergeist activity films, although I did watch that, don't remember what they was called, to be honest. Was it Paranormal Activity? I think it was. Yeah, the first one of that, I didn't sleep very much that night. So, yeah, that's it generally. So, I'm just popping this shade now here. I am so sorry this look might be a little bit crap today. I can't believe how bad my hands are, and I can't believe how badly I'm doing it. I'm really sorry. It is just a one-time video option, so I can't do it again. And I don't know what I'm saying. So, yeah, but it was a good film. I want to watch the other few. And on the second film, unfortunately, and not due to the film or anything at all, that little girl died, and it was found out that she had a heart condition, and it just finished her, and that was so sad. But there was this conspiracy going on, it was a film, but it was not. The little girl had a heart condition. And the next film I'm going to talk about is Hellraiser. I have seen Hellraiser before, not all the films, but you know, I have seen them. Now, this film is about this box. So this guy sells this other guy this puzzle box, and it's all gold and black and all of that. And he sells him this puzzle box, and this guy sat on the floor trying to work out how you open the box, and then he does. On each opening of this box, weirder stuff starts to go on. So he's managed to open this puzzle box, and then a whole lot of weird stuff happens. And I'm not explaining this very well. I never thought I could not explain films. It turns out I can't. So all these demons start materialising, and they put hooks for him and hang him up, and it looks painful and horrible. And then of course, during this time, this couple, and I'm thinking, yeah, it's a husband's family home, and it's moved him back in. And his wife used to have an affair with this husband's brother. And it was this brother that bought the puzzle box, and is now, you know, being hooked up and stuff. And all these weird demons start coming in. Pinhead for one of them, big tall guy, and he's got all these pins sticking out his head. I'm sure you're aware of it. And it's woke them up, basically. It's just woke them up. During the time while this woman's living in the house, she finds the man that she had an affair with, their husband of hers brother. And this husband's brother she had an affair with, she suddenly goes upstairs because she's hearing noises, and it turns out he's still alive, but he doesn't look very good at all, I can tell you. And what he needs is her to bring home men to say she's going to have sex with them. So she's telling these blokes she's going to be having sex with them, and that's what they're promised. And this lighting is horrendous today. I am so sorry. I will really try and edit this, fiddle with settings. Anyway, so she has to kill these guys. No, she has to bring these guys back, and he's killing them. And then he feeds off them, and then it's sort of giving him, it gives him enough blood and stuff so he can reform. So he gets his flesh back on and his skin and everything. And I'm making a hash job of explaining this, so I'm really sorry about that. I'm doing a lot of sorries today, I can tell you. Anyway, so that is Hellraiser. Go and watch it. It'd be better explained on there than I could do a job of. And the next film is The Shining. I love The Shining. So I was not mad at watching that. So yeah, a guy and his family take, the guy takes up the job. It's Jack Nicholson at his finest. And let's see, what else have I got to do? So on the outer crease, I'm doing the black shade from the Soap palette, the Extra Spice. It's black. The black is called Reputation, and it's a lovely black. And I'm going to pop that on the outer corner of the crease. Okay, so Jack Nicholson's character takes up the job of looking after this hotel during the winter months when the hotel is closed. It's a huge hotel, the Overlook Hotel. And he takes his wife and son, and his son's only little, and they go and stay at this hotel for several months, just taking care of it while it's just shut down during the winter. And the longer they stay in this hotel, the weirder Johnny gets, which is Jack Nicholson's character. And he sees dead people from the 20s in this hotel. Now, this character, Johnny, he'd given up the alcohol because his wife basically gave him the ultimatum, it's you or the booze. So he'd been off the booze for 5 months. He's a writer, by the way, so he's gone there to have some peace so he can write a book. And yeah, all this weird stuff starts happening. This room is, you know, a couple of rooms are just a bit, everything's so odd. I'm not going to give it away too much. And if you haven't seen The Shining, where have you been? So The Shining is basically a trick this boy can do, because he says he's got an imaginary friend in his mouth called Tony, and Tony tells him stuff. And he says things. And so The Shining is also another gift this boy has. Now, during going for, not the job interview, going there to do the job, so it's the day the job starts, and he meets this lovely guy who's the cook for the hotel, and he has The Shining as well. So basically The Shining is this boy and this guy can communicate to each other without talking. So yeah, and it's a very, very good film. And basically during the film, because all this weird stuff's happening and Jack's gone down and he started drinking again, no, Johnny, sorry, he's gone down and he started drinking, and he's seeing all the ghosts from the hotel, and he's talking to them like they're there, and they're telling him to do things and to hurt people and just basically hurt his wife and family. And he's gone completely bonkers. He's gone completely bonkers. And, you know, these things materialise, and he really does hurt them. And they have to try and get out of there. And there is one line of the film which is very famous, and that is when Johnny gets the axe to the bathroom door that she's hiding in, and the son's got out the window because she made sure he was safe and told him to run. And he breaks through the door with the axe, and he just goes, "Here's Johnny." And some time ago, I was in this shop, and there was two brothers at the time, and one of them goes, "No, he don't say it's here's Johnny, he says such and such." And I'm overhearing this conversation. It goes, "No, it's here's Johnny." And this guy goes, "Are you familiar with the film The Shining?" I went, "I love The Shining." And he goes, "Can you settle an argument? Is it here's Johnny, or is it here, whatever this guy thought it was?" I went, "It's here's Johnny." He goes, "Thank you." He goes, "I told you." But yeah, so it's a really good film. The cook goes out there specifically, and it's miles and miles away for him to travel, but he does it because he knows that little boy is in trouble and he needs his help. Johnny cut the cable to the car so he couldn't use it. They're in the middle of nowhere and he goes nuts. Great time to go nuts. So there's the black on the outer corner of the eyes. I told you this ain't great today, mainly because my hands are doing a number on me and I'm just a bit crap today. I don't know why. I did this yesterday and it was great. So, have you guessed what film yet? I've not actually talked about it yet either. Have you guessed? Well, I've said the film. So, yeah, I love The Shining. It's got the dead twins. It's got all the blood bursting out from the lift. Wow, it's an incredible film. It really is. And if you haven't watched it, where have you been? Honestly, where have you been? Must watch that. I urge you to go and watch it. They did a TV series of that some years after, and it just wasn't so good. It just wasn't. They tried to be too clever with the CGI and it just didn't work. Because I think, to my knowledge, The Shining is 70s. I'm not sure. It might have been 80s. Although the fashion and everything in the hotel just looks 70s. It really does scream it. And yeah, I think that film's absolutely amazing. So I have told you 4. Let me have a look. Yeah. This will give this look away so much, I'm telling you, it will give it away. You'll guess it. I know you will. So, there we are. I'm going to leave that there. So, the next film is Alien. So, before I tell you about Alien, I'm going to see what I need to do. Okay. Now, this is going to give it away completely because the shade name, I'm not telling you what the shade name is. I'm just not. We're not going there because it will give it away. If you've not guessed already, it will give it away completely. So, Alien. This crew is on a spaceship on a mission, and suddenly weird things start to happen. And basically, they have got an alien on board the ship. And they find this guy with this weird, horrible looking thing stuck to his face. One of the crew members. To what I can get from the film. And I'm just popping this from the middle to the outer corner of the eyelid. And just this odd stuff starts happening. And on one scene, John Hurt, and I'll tell you a story about this scene, what Neil told me about it. Basically, he started choking and not being able to breathe. And when he laid back on the table, because they was having dinner at the time, his chest burst open and an alien come out. Now, if you watch the scene closely, you'll notice that John Hurt was the only one that wasn't surprised by this. The rest of the crew looked shocked because they only told John Hurt, because obviously he was doing the scene, that this was going to happen, but they didn't tell the crew members. They didn't tell the other actors. So you can imagine how shocking that would have been. And yeah, this alien burst out of his chest, and then it was just weird stuff going on. Alien was in there, and I'm not very good at describing films quite clearly. And yeah, and it ended up being at the end, and I don't want to give much away either, that the crew members were being killed off, and it left Sigourney Weaver's character on her own with her cat and this massive alien. But she did end up defeating it. It took a while, as it always does. And yeah, it is an absolutely amazing and brilliant film, and I want to watch the others as well because they will be equally as good, I have no doubt. And that film was done in 1979, and this video should be me just rating the videos and not talking about it, because I clearly can't tell you what I'm on about. I can't do descriptions, I just can't. So this is a mishmash of description. I'm so sorry. I'm apologising all the time today. So the next colour I'm going to do on the inner corner of the lid is this gold from the Elf palette, and the Elf palette is Jalapeno here, and it's a nice yellowy gold, and I'm going to do that on the middle, on the, not the middle, on the inner corner. So yeah, Alien was brilliant, and I always said Alien isn't a horror film. You know what? It is a horror. It's just so horrific what goes on. It's wow. Neil said there's going to be quite a few jump scares. I did jump once, honestly. It was quite a surprise. And after I watched that film I watched last year, I keep saying The Conjuring, but it's not that. It's Sinister, the first one. I won't watch end credits again, because on the end of that film, the guy who played Sinister, or the demon or whatever, did this thing. Because on the end credits, you're normally pretty safe, nothing else happens. No, he popped his head round. I jumped. There's still a dent on this ceiling, I can tell you that. There's still a dent there. Oh my goodness. So I've stopped watching end credits. I'm not going for that one. I'm not falling for that again. And this is the first look I'm going to do for Halloween. Bear with that technology allows me to do another video this week. It's not the fact that I can't film. It's the fact that if certain things don't work for the editing, I can't edit. So that's that. I'm not sure I'm putting this video out, to be honest, because I'm making such a mess of it. But then maybe I should put this out, because, you know, it's life. And if I'm telling you this and I didn't pull it out, you won't even know. Yeah, this looks coming together now. And I pop the gold on the inner corner. Yeah, I'm not the best pleased with the way this looks going today. I'm really not, and I'm covering my face. It's one of them days, I think. So yeah, so if there's no video, and I think the Halloween one, I'm going to put that up on a Sunday. So just bear with it, I'll put it up on the day. So no video Saturday, just on the Sunday. Yeah, so if obviously I get to film that and everything goes fine, it's going to be a lot. Now, I was doing a production, but it was too short notice to really do it, to be honest. So next year I will do that. This year has been a bit of a mess for Halloween, because I figured out that palette I got, the paint palette from Revolution, was just a pile of rubbish. And it doesn't have a red. Why? So things just didn't work out this year. I needed the break, and I was glad I had it, because I needed to do that. And it's made me realise that I need to take more breaks here and there, you know, not try to go through the whole year with nothing until Christmas. It's just, you know, you need the time. I love doing YouTube, I really do. So yeah, it's coming together now. I'm not too mad at it, but it's not my best work. It just isn't. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, before I do the rating of what I've rated every film from 5 to 1, obviously, I'm going to pop on my base and my concealer and all stuff like that, and then I'm going to come back on. Now, what inner corner? I've not done the inner corner, so let's do that first. This is a long video, by the way, if you've not already gathered, so I hope you've got a drink and a snack. I'm going to put on the inner corner this green colour here called Lime. And it will set off this look so well. I think the best thing for me to do is not do a descriptive video of films. Again, because, oh dear, I can't describe a thing. I know what I watched, just can't describe it. The best thing for you to do is to go off and watch the films, because that'll be a better thing to do than trying to get me to describe what I've watched. No idea why. I can describe Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, that's the best ones for me. They're my favourite, because I grew up with them. Okay, so I'm going to do my base makeup and then I'll come back on and we'll carry on with everything else. I may actually do the lower lash line and put the mascara on and stuff, but I'll be back in a moment. So I've done the mascara and the lower lash line. I had to do the inner corner again because I didn't realise I popped that on before I did the base, so that didn't work. So anyway, I've done that again with the same shade. On the lower lash line, I popped in this shade here from the e.l.f. Jalapeno palette. And you know what went on the inner corner. And now I'm going to do something very interesting. So, and I've just used a black eyeliner from Primark and the mascara from Collection, the Fast Definer Lash or something like that. The writing's wore off. Okay, so I'm going to do something really weird. Now, I brushed through my eyebrows. Ignore the fact they're in a mess because I keep forgetting to tidy them up. So now I'm not going to do my eyebrows with the usual colour. They're going green. So this is going to be fun, I can tell you. So today my eyebrows are going to look very weird. And I'm going to do them green. So I'm going back in with that shade Pine. I'm going to need to wash my brushes tonight, because once you've got black eyeshadow on a brush, it's a bugger to get off with any of those cleaners or just, well, I use a cloth. Oh my word. I didn't do green eyebrows when I tried this look yesterday because I was wearing the look all day and I didn't fancy going around with green brows. And no, we didn't go out yesterday. I was thinking I went over to B&M yesterday, but that was the day before. That's one. I don't know why I'm trying to do them really neat, because I'm not keeping this look on. It would be great with just face makeup, but what I'm going to do with it next is not something you want to wear every day. I will rate the films in a moment. There. You see, I'm not over happy by the way the application went. I could have ditched this video and I could have filmed it again and you wouldn't have known. The thing is, I don't like to do that. I like to make everything as honest and real as possible. So I'm just as authentic as they can possibly be on the internet. Apart from Lisa and my friends. But yeah, we are the authentic army after all that. So I like to keep it real. Because I know a lot of YouTubers would have just scrapped it and started again. You know, but no, I want to keep it real. So this is what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to go in with this shade here called Ray. Is it Bay? I can't see it, honestly, I can't. Ray, I think. Here, and it's a sort of a nice greeny goldy shade, and I'm going to pop that on the brow bone. And it's a really nice shade, this. I must go in with this palette more because it's so nice, but it's sort of one of them palettes. I love it. I really enjoy using it when I use it, but I don't always want to go in with green eyeshadow. I just don't. And I finally think I've gone to a very autumny shade looks for this time of year. Normally happens earlier than that, but no, it's just started. I'm fancying browns and coppers and all of that. So that's that shade on there. Very weird brows. It's about to get weirder. So, contouring. I'm not contouring much these days. I'm in fact hardly ever. I fell out with it a bit. So I'm going back in with the Earthy palette to contour. Yeah. And I'm going to use the shade Pine again. And this is going to look very strange. And have you guessed the film yet? Have you guessed the cover of the film I'm doing? Yeah, I've gone off contouring because I think, one, the contour I have is dark. And it looks muddy. I've just fell out with it. Plus, I am crap at it. There's a green contour. You see, look, I'm bad at it. I'm not putting myself down, I just know what I'm not good at. And let's pop some on the forehead. So, this isn't working. It's not going in at all. Oh my word, it's sticky. Yeah, that's just come straight off again, so we won't do that. Okay, green contour. And highlighter. So I'm going to use my Revolution Pro HD palette, and I'm going to go in with the green shade, which is called Mint Kiss. Wow. Can you see that? Because this lighting's really thrown. Let's get closer. No, not happening, is it? I'll turn the ring light off in a moment. Lighting today is just not my friend. I'll do the Cupid's bow. Right. Okay, so that's the green highlighter. Now I'm going to go in with this lipstick here from My Heart Revolution in the shade Siren. Now it's more of a greeny blue, but I haven't got any other shade, you know, I haven't got any other green, so this is it. Let's try using the right side. Not going on great, to be honest. There we go. It's not going on great. Maybe this ain't that good. About the best application I'm going to get. So a little bit tricky with that one to do the application. So bear with the fact my lips are as equally as rubbish with some pains. Okay, I'm going to turn this ring light off so you can see the highlight. No, it's not working at all, is it? I can't get this to go. I've got two ring lights here and both of them are not working for me. Oh, that's even worse. Yeah, it's not working. I'm really sorry. It's just a bad lighting day. It really is. No, it's a terrible lighting day. I don't know what I can do about it. Oh dear, that did go bad. I hope you can see the green of it. You might do by the time this video goes up, because I can hopefully alter the saturation and things like that. Okay, so my rating for the films. So in 5th place is Phantasm. Mainly because it's weird, it's not my kind of film, it's too weird for me, and that's saying something. In 4th place is Hellraiser. A little bit of a surprise even to me, because I love Hellraiser and I thought that would have been a bit more high rock, but it's not. In 3rd place is Poltergeist. I just really loved it. I loved the concept of it. I just loved everything about it. The filming was excellent for the time of year it was made. Just a brilliant film. In 2nd place, I've actually placed The Shining, which is quite surprising because I really do love that film. I still do love it. But in 1st place is Alien, because that just really was amazing. Such a great film. And I'm not rating it first because it's Neil's favourite, because I'm not. It's just because I really enjoyed the film and I thought it was worthy of its 1st place. And the look I created was Alien. And I didn't get the picture up on my phone, so just bear with. And this is the cover. And you see. Okay, so that is this fail of a video, in my opinion. You probably won't think so. You might do. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to let you all go. So, before I waffle on for another half an hour, as you know I can do, I'm going to let you go. Please store the good stuff. It really does help out my channel and helps me be recognised on YouTube and helps with the algorithm and everything. Not saying I understand the algorithm, but it helps out with it. Please consider subscribing. It's free. It won't cost you a penny. And please join my ever-growing family here on YouTube. I will be back for Sunday this time, remember, so no Saturday video, but a Sunday video for the Halloween day with a Halloween look. I will see you very soon. Thank you for watching. Take care, everyone. Oh, and I didn't show you the close-up. Okay, goodbye, everyone. Me again. This is what liquid lipsticks do. And it's got worse. It's actually not even sticking to the inside of my lip now. It's just awful. So when I do this, you can see that there's not any applied, and you just watch me apply that. They just don't work for me anymore. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, I just wanted to pop in and show you that because we're interested, aren't we? Yeah. Okay, see you next time. Goodbye.